All right, guys, you are listening to K-Talk Radio, 1640 AM. I am your host, Yoshi Shiraki, and we have Randall and Usha Wall today visiting as our special guests. And now I'm really excited because I want to learn more about Eternal Hope Nepal myself. I know about this charity, obviously, through you guys, and you guys are doing marvelous things. Can you please share with the listeners a little bit about what you guys are doing for, if I'm not mistaken, you call them slum kids? They live
children.
Slum children. Yes. Not a term we don't hear often in America, slum at all, anything slum,
right.
But let alone slum children. It's very heartwarming heartbreaking probably is the better word, to hear slum and children in the same sentence. And so what you guys are doing is amazing. So would one of you please share a little bit about what Eternal Hope Nepal is doing?
Sure. So basically, we take children on the streets of Nepal, and so they're mostly in the slums or some of the very poorest areas of Nepal as well. We surface some of those people as well. And we use Montessori methods to educate them because they're Dalits, which means the oppressed. And, I think Gandhi called them Harijan, the children of God, but it's the caste system, so it's the very lowest rung of the caste system over there. And so they don't have opportunities. The slums probably 10% literacy rate.
Wow.
Overall in Nepal, it's probably about 30 to 40% with women. But we go in there, we use Montessori methods, we educate them on the grounds because basically we just don't have... two reasons. One is we don't have the money to build buildings and schools. The second one is that the need is so great and we're covering so many areas that we teach them right on the ground. And
wow.
So we bring them up to grade level where we can enter them into a public school. Now, public schools are not free in Nepal. You have to pay for everything there.
Got it.
And so we enter them into school. We continue to mentor them and help them, and several of our kids that have been in the program for 7 years or 8 years are at the top of their class now.
Wow.
Which is good.
Yes.
We have 12 students going from UVU that are going over to teach here in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
But we educate, our primary mission is educate. We provide 3 health camps a year, which is dental, medical. We do outreach to several thousand children through our health camps.
Wow.
We provide vitamins. 66% of all children in Nepal, according to UNICEF, are stunted, and it's because they don't have proper nutrition.
Wow.
And so we do that. And the menstrual hygiene is a big thing. We've partnered with Days for Girls International. My wife founded that in Nepal a number of years ago.
Holy
and it's
cow.
running very well currently. And so we've helped in partnership about 40,000 young women with menstrual hygiene training and kits and things like that.
That is a lot. Wow, that's huge. So you've got some gals from Utah Valley University that are going to be going down. They're going to be teaching.
Yes.
How long will they be there?
So they're going to be there for 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
And so they'll be there, and it's part of their core curriculum. They get credit for it.
Got it.
And it's Usha, what is it? It's the Department of Psychology.
Psychology and Social Work.
Oh, okay.
So social work, and they'll work with the children and under the direction and with the assistance of our teachers.
Very cool.
And so it's really pretty cool. But if I can go into a little bit of what we found. So I married my wife.
Please.
She was a doctor. Used to walk past these slums and couldn't stand seeing these children.
Oh, yes.
And so she quit her job and started, educating slum children. She's like, I've got to do something. And she was the senior administrator of the largest teaching hospital in Nepal.
Wow.
2,000 students. And so she gave it up, and everybody thought she was crazy. And we got married 4 years ago, and we had very few kids. And then it was... it doubled, and then it doubled again, and then it doubled again.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I started hyperventilating.
Yes.
I was like, okay, how are we going to afford this?
Right.
Because most of the funding was coming from us.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I thought, okay, we can, for $20, we can sponsor a kid. That'll take care of that kid and maybe a little extra to help some of the kids that aren't sponsored.
Right.
And so I posted the picture of 2 little girls on Facebook, because we're about probably 70% girls.
Okay.
And said, who could sponsor these kids for $20 a month? And 4.5 minutes later, Dakota Worrell, a young 23-year-old at that time.
He's incredible.
Yeah, real estate investor said, I will.
Wow.
And then 10 of his friends did. And so we have about 180 out of 500 that are enrolled in our program fully that are sponsored.
Wow.
But what's great is every year we do a trip to Nepal.
Yep.
For 2 weeks. We spend a week working with kids and doing, charity work, and then we spend a week sightseeing. And so if you've sponsored a kid, a child, you get to go meet that child.
Wow.
And enjoy Nepal and see the site.
That is fantastic. And Dakota's been with you guys several times now, right?
Yes, every time we go.
Amazing.
He's on our board of directors. We're a U.S. 501c3. So
that is fascinating. So, 2 questions. The UVU girls, or I don't know if they're all girls. I think you said they're girls.
1 boy and 11 girls.
1 boy and 11 girls. The UVU students. Let's call it the UVU students.
Yeah.
Can other college students, whether they're going to Utah, BYU, can they also get involved?
Yes, of course. If they contact us, we can talk about that.
Okay, very cool. And so I wanted to, just in case there's anyone listening who's like, I want to do that, who's involved in university. Sure. The second one is this annual trip that you go on that we just said Dakota's joined you every single time. If somebody wanted to participate in that, go to Nepal, sponsor a child, see the sights, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, doing great humanity work and a great vacation, how do they get in touch with you guys or get involved in something like that? Is that possible?
Absolutely. So they would just reach out to us, to my wife, Usha or myself, and we would set that up with them, and they could come join us. And people always ask, well, how much is it?
Yeah.
Including airfare, it's about $1,900 is what we figure.
Got it.
And so most people are able to do it for $19. Some do it for less. It depends. You can eat for $5 a day or $20 a day, so it depends on how much you eat.
Yeah. Right.
We don't make money on it.
Right.
And you can tell why we don't do that.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that our charity is like family.
Yes.
So that we know what's going on. And most of our directors, like all of us, almost all of us, are volunteers.
Oh, got it.
And locally, like our directors who are doctors, engineers, pharmacists, they're all volunteers. They have their own secular work where they earn, and they volunteer at Eternal Hope, Nepal.
Very cool.
So you might have a pathologist acting as a tour guide, as well as working in the schools or working on the streets. I mean, literally, we teach 50 to 100 kids in a group on the ground.
Wow!
And you'll get a chance to help do that and interact with them. And it's it's amazing because I've gone with other charities, but you pay $2,000 or $3,000 plus your airfare.
Yes.
And so a year ago we had a man bring his 4 children with him.
Oh man!
And so there's no way they could have afforded $40,000, which is what it would have been at the
right
to get 6 people over there. But doing it this way, it was very affordable, and his kids was able to. Children, even the young ones, you're 9, 10, 12 years old. Right. Can benefit from seeing what it's like in the rest of the world.
Oh, absolutely. See how blessed they are.
Yeah.
My sister served an LDS mission in a very poor part of Brazil, and she said it was the most humble. She grew up in Conwood Heights and had a car when she was 16, brand new, fresh off the lot, and went over there and she said she was just humbled on the luxuries that she took for granted, as a 21, I think at the time, girls went at 21? I can't remember. She goes, just humbled by the luxury she had for her first 21 years, thinking it was just normal. That's just what everybody has, right? Everybody gets a car when they turn 16. And sure enough, she goes over there and, they're eating, the places that she was serving, some of them were even eating bugs, right, as a snack, and she was
protein.
Yes, and she, dirt floors, and anyways, I think it's good for people to go see that, like you said, 9 and 10-year-olds. That's good to see what they have versus what they don't have, so they can be more grateful, right? I think that's important.
I think a part of it is is seeing the challenges that. It makes them aware of challenges. So we talk about 9-year-olds going over there. We have 9-year-olds that are married in Nepal.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And so one of our, part of our mission is to educate the families and the children. Hey, hey, do not marry your children off at 9.
Yes.
It's they're going to be in a life of extreme poverty. You were in poverty. Your parents were in poverty. Your grandparents were in poverty. If you want to break this cycle,
right,
we need to educate your children.
Right.
And we've had a lot of success with that because initially when we went over there and we would see this happening, we would contact the police. And what would the police say, Usha?
We don't care about these Dalit children.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, they would say they're, low caste, we don't care.
Wow.
And so we just have realized that we have to go right to the source.
Yes.
Right to the family. And so we've had a number of these children where they married them off at 9, but their parents said, we're not sending them to their husband's home.
Right.
Until they're, 18, until they're older.
Got it.
Until they finish school. And so that was a huge win for us.
Gotcha.
And another good news is we are educating the mothers now.
Oh, nice.
Since 2 years. And the mothers are so excited to be educated and to learn to read and write. And we are also teaching them how to be self-reliant by teaching them how to sew. They produce the Days for Girls kits in Nepal. And they earn their living. And we have also started small businesses for them.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You helped somebody start a sandwich place out there, right?
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
No, it was kind of funny. But
Okay.
I brought a sandwich. So I've been to 75 countries.
Okay.
I've spent like 2 to 3 months out of the country probably for the last 30 years.
Okay.
And there's only 2 sandwiches which are unique in the entire 75 country pantheon that I've been to.
Okay.
And one is it's an open-faced sandwich in Hungary that's a work of art, and the other one is from Helena, Montana, which is called the Staggering Ox.
Okay.
And it's like in a cup, but I thought, I think this would really go in Nepal. And so I brought the bread pans. They're like $200 for these crimped loaf bread pans, fancy bread pans.
Uh-huh.
I took them over there, took our friend that we have in this tiny place about the size of this, a little bit bigger than this room,
Yeah.
Here. And it ended up being such a hit, it made it on national television, 30 million people.
Oh,
Coke
cow.
sponsored it.
Wow.
Good things, Nepal, and this was just, it was an amazing sandwich. So yeah, we've helped with that business.
That is incredible. That is incredible. And that's got to feel good for you and for them to feel like they can now make a living, right?
Sure.
You're teaching these people how to be entrepreneurs.
Sure.
And not suffer necessarily or wait for help or...
So our best success, though, Yoshi, wasn't sandwiches. It was something much simpler.
Oh, please.
And so we had a lady Lori Nelson Burke up in Oregon, who was sponsoring a child. And so when you sponsor a child for $20, you're going to see 1 or 2 times a month, you're going to get a Facebook update, pictures,
nice.
video, this is what your kid's doing, etc. And we tell you about what's happening in your family.
Yeah.
Well, the father died.
Oh, no.
And so you had a mother with a young, how many children? 3 young girls. And, couldn't afford, to do anything and live. And so Laurie says, well, let's help her out. And so she sent $400.
Got it.
And with that $400, we were able to set her up in a business that she thought she could handle, which was actually cooking corn, so roasting corn on the street.
Wow.
And boiling eggs.
Holy cow.
And so she was able to make a couple $100 a month doing that.
My gosh.
Which is what a nurse makes in Nepal.
Wow.
And so now she's able to support her family, and they're eating every day instead of every other day.
Amazing. That's very cool. A lot of these people, if I'm not mistaken, I remember in a previous conversation, a lot of the people that will go with you to Nepal, you go once a year with your right, and for like 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, we go for 6 or 7 weeks, but we usually will spend 2 weeks with the people that want to go there. So we spend the first week is spent working with the children.
Yep.
And doing different projects. Everything from we did this last time we do a menstrual hygiene training and distribution of kits. Writing paper. They don't have writing paper in the schools. They're too poor, and so everything is done by memory.
Wow.
And so we'll have tens of thousands of booklets printed up, and then we have our volunteers help us distribute those to the various schools as well as our own children.
My goodness.
Backpacks is a place to put the books. We've had them help with the medical, helping check the kids in, weigh them, measure them, see how tall they are, and checking growth, because we're starting to see advantages of gummy bear vitamins.
Oh, wow.
And so, because so our kids start at 4 years old.
Okay.
And so it's hard for them to swallow any pills. They just don't do it. But gummy bears, they love them.
Sure. So do my kids.
And so we had a doctor that shot over there, and he says, these kids are growing. They're actually doing well, and we've been feeding them eggs and other high-fat foods, and so he says they're not at risk malnourished anymore in this group of 500. They're actually progressing out of that. And
Holy cow.
So it's wonderful.
That is wonderful. I've been on your website, and there's videos and photos of I'm assuming Americans. They were blonde.
Yes.
They're teaching these children, and it's very touching to see that. A lot of them, if I'm not mistaken, happen to be a lot of your equity agents. Is that correct?
Yes. So we have a number of equity agents. Dave Royster, Patty Royster.
Oh, yes.
They actually went over. We met Dave with his 2 children as they were doing the Everest Base Camp trek.
No way.
Yes. And so we met with them before and helped cover a couple bases, like make sure that they had anti-diarrheal medicine, which came in handy, by the way.
Yes.
But his son stayed for a week after their trip to teach carpentry skills.
Oh, my gosh.
To the boys in our program. And his daughter, Lauren, stayed for...
about a month.
Holy cow.
And so she worked, we sent her to a village.
Okay.
And she worked with this Chepung village, which is some of the poorest of the poor in Nepal.
Wow.
And did distribution of warm clothing. She taught every day.
She learned lots of Nepali.
Really?
Lots of Nepali.
Wow.
But she lived there in the village and got, an experience that she just wouldn't get anywhere else. And what did she say that it cost her for food?
She said I could live there in that village for $40 per month.
Oh, my gosh.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
So it depends on what you eat and how much you eat.
Yes.
She was eating like Nepalese, and I was shocked.
Wow. $40 a month. That's amazing. That is awesome. Very cool. So then just out of curiosity, where do they stay? So she was there for a month. Is it a hotel? Is it a...
No. So she was actually staying in a parsonage.
Okay.
And so there's a church there. What's funny is this group came to us because we're non-denominational.
Okay.
Our founders are Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, etc.
Yeah.
And this group came and says, we've been praying for someone to help us out here because, we don't have a good education. We've got, 300 children.
Yes.
And we've heard that you guys do this. And so we showed up there and we were surprised that in this village with, like dirt floors and everything else, there was this nice church.
Wow.
Out in the middle of nowhere. And apparently a group from Korea had helped them build a church. And so up in the upper level of the church, they have a room, and so our teachers stay there.
Oh, wow.
And so she actually stayed in the upper level of the church or the parsonage, and it was really good. But when they come, if you were to come with us, let's say in November, come the 1st of November, you would stay in a hotel.
Got it.
And we would put you in a nice hotel, and it's $20 or $25 a night.
Oh, that's
it's typically
very affordable.
Yes, there are hotels for $6 a night, and people say, "Well, we saw this online," but a lot of times the plumbing doesn't work.
Yes.
We try to keep our American friends away from, raw sewage and cockroaches. And
that's very nice of you.
Yes. And air conditioning is a big plus when it's 100 degrees.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What is the weather like there? Just out of curiosity.
So Nepal is very varied. It's you have the plains where we've got rhinos, elephants, alligators, all those kind of things.
Oh.
All the way up to 100 below on the upper peaks of Everest.
Oh, sure.
8 tallest mountains in the world are all in Nepal.
Oh, I had no idea. Wow. The first 8?
Yes, the top 8.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So with Everest being the very tallest.
Yes.
Now you've got Lhotse and you've got a bunch of these other mountains that are extremely tall, but it's a great time for anybody that wants to go because we go on a jungle safari.
Oh, nice.
And that we've gotten within 20 feet of the rhinos because when you're on the back of an elephant,
Oh, wow.
It's good. They'll see rhinos, they'll see alligators. If you're really lucky, I haven't seen one yet, but some of the people have. You'll see a tiger.
Really?
Because there's a lot of tigers in Nepal.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we'll go to Pokhara, which is the gateway to the Himalayas, so you can do trekking. They have some amazing treks.
Wow.
Or my wife and Dakota jumped off of, I think it was Fishtail, which is a high peak.
Oh, okay.
And paraglided down to the lake down below.
Oh,
and so,
fun.
We've got pictures of them up at maybe 10,000, 12,000 feet. I mean, they're really high up there.
Wow.
Riding these parachutes. And tell them what they had you do off the mountain. How did they get you airborne, Usha? You had to run. You had to run off the mountain, didn't you?
Oh, yes. For the paragliding, yes. I mean, that was my first time, and they make us run, but I was so scared that I just sat down. and Dakota ran so fast, but he's very light too, right?
Sure.
And he flew high up in the cloud, and he was like, I could just see cloud and nothing else.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's amazing that Nepal is the only country I've ever been to where the mountains are taller than the clouds.
Wow. Wow. That really puts a perspective on how tall the mountains are.
Foothills in Utah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Amazing. So, how many kids do you guys have right now that are being sponsored through Eternal Hope Nepal? And how quickly, it sounds like you guys are growing quick.
It's been doubling almost every year.
Yeah.
So we have sponsored children. We have about 180.
Okay.
We have 500 children.
Got it.
So we picked up 300 in the last 8 months, I guess. And so we're working to get them sponsored. So if you go onto our website, Eternal Hope Nepal,
yep,
you can pick a child and sponsor a child there for $20 a month, and you'll get information on their family, what we're doing, what they're doing, how they're doing in school, and we keep regular update.
And people might wonder what $20 does for the kid.
Yes.
So the $20 will help the kid with education, uniform, nutritional supplementation, and healthcare.
Wow, all of that.
Yes.
Holy cow.
So it's amazing. And we're so blessed. We have had so much help. Christina Moser from GT Tire.
Yeah.
She donated about 1,000 pounds of gummy bear vitamins.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was wonderful. For Life Transfer Factor has donated a ton of protein drinks.
Wow.
And so every time we have a group go to Nepal, we ask them to take one suitcase full of things. And
yes,
your mother was so kind to donate suitcases, and some of your friends. And
yes,
it's been wonderful because we need large suitcases.
Yes. If you're listening and you've got some big, large suitcases that you don't use, you could contact me. You can go to utahhomesweethome.com, and my contact information's on there. Reach out to me. I'll come pick them up. When do you need these by? When are the students
They're
going?
leaving March 1st.
March 1st.
So if we could get them not later than the third week of February, that would be great.
That would be amazing. So if you've got some large suitcases, please reach out to me. I will come get them, and we can pack them with vitamins, clothes.
We have a ton of vitamins, clothes, and other things. If they can just give us suitcases, we're happy to fill them.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay, that's great. So now, basically, you mentioned some people will go for 2 weeks, some people will go for longer. Do some people go for less? When they join you guys in November?
Yeah, so we actually have one of my agents, as you might mention, he says he's going to do the base camp trek in April. And he said he thinks he has 2 days, and asked if we could put them to work for 2 days.
Oh, nice.
And so he's got him and a friend. And they're working with Operation Underground Railroad, which we've done work with in the past.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've got the Women's Literacy Center, we've got distributions where we need big, strong guys to, haul, writing paper and backpacks. We've got one kid that is a karate expert, and so he'll teach karate for a couple of days. The boys love that. Just things that the kids don't ordinarily get to experience.
That is fantastic. The teachers that are teaching these kids, are they full-time teachers, or are they being taught like Monday through Friday, or what's kind of that schedule?
That's a great question. Go ahead, Usha.
Yeah, we have full-time teachers as well as part-time teachers, and we also involve the interns from the local colleges.
Oh, got it.
From social work and other backgrounds who want to work for us and learn how to teach.
Got
so
it.
We do that, and we have wonderful friends here in Utah who are training through Skype to
No
our
way.
teachers every week.
Really?
So we're able to do training from Utah to Nepal via Skype.
That is incredible. I had no idea. That you gotta love technology. So you're sharing with the teachers, educating them, teaching, training them, and then they get to train the kids.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is phenomenal. I love that it's Utah based, but making a difference so far away.
It's amazing, and we have had we get help from Australia, from other countries.
Oh wow.
What's been wonderful though is we don't have any paid administration. So people always say, well, how much goes to administrators?
Yeah.
The only people paid are our teachers.
Oh, got it.
And they don't get paid a lot, but they get paid well for Nepal. But a full-time teacher makes about $300 a month.
Gotcha.
And so that's been something that has been. People always ask us, well, how much is what's your overhead? Well, I don't get paid. Usha doesn't get paid.
Right.
None of our board members, Dakota, anybody gets paid. We all volunteer.
That is very cool.
People might wonder, why are we so passionate about this work? This work is so addictive. When you help people, you're so happy and joyful that you just want to continue that.
Yes.
And I think I have transmitted that to my husband too. He loves Eternal Hope Nepal and what we do.
Yes. Oh, well, and Randall was probably already addicted to helping.
Yes.
Yes. And he was so quick for this new addiction.
Yes. That's very cool because you've helped a lot of people here locally. Now you get to take your generosity across the world.
It's wonderful, and we've had some real blessings in the last year because, like I said, money is always a problem with a charity, especially a small charity.
Right.
And I do something where somebody will contact me and say, hey, we would like to sell our house and donate the money.
Wow.
To Eternal Hope Nepal, for the commission.
Yeah.
And so we will, when people contact us, we'll donate 100% of the commission.
Wow.
From selling their house to Eternal Hope Nepal. And, we don't do a lot of those, but we did one or two last year.
Oh, that makes a difference.
So if you make, $5,000 or $10,000 each time, depending on the house, that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
And so we've enjoyed that. It's been a way to help supplement vitamins and other things.
Absolutely. So, out of curiosity, how are you guys growing so quick? Just word of mouth? People in Nepal go, oh my gosh, these people are getting helped, and...
Yes, the people who are volunteering in Nepal, from Utah and other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. So when they experience that, they come home and they're like, oh, this is so good. They tell people it's word of mouth. And I'll just be assured, one of the teachers, she's in her 60s from Bountiful.
Oh, okay.
She came back home and she says life was never the same after I volunteered there.
Wow.
And I started asking why I was so blessed and why there's so much need there.
Yeah.
And later she found the answer that, I'm blessed because I need to share my blessing with these children.
And so the kids are growing. Our program is growing because people hear about us. It's word of mouth.
Got it.
But they're friends in the slums.
Oh,
so the last time we took, I think, we had 12 people. We've taken between 12 and 18 people with us.
Yeah.
This year I think it's going to be more. I think we might have 20 or 30.
Got it.
But the kids come running.
Gotcha.
They see the teachers coming into the slums and into those areas, and the children come running.
Wow.
And they are so well behaved. I was kind of a screw up when I was a little kid. I would fidget, I couldn't sit still. I'd always want to bunk class,
Yeah.
But it's amazing when you see 50 children in rows sitting on the grass with some writing paper doing their lessons, and nobody is screwing up. Nobody is cutting up.
Wow.
They are so focused. They want to learn so badly because they know that it's the difference between, $1 a day and not eating all the time.
Right.
And being able to support themselves and get out of the slum areas.
Amazing. I've seen pictures where you even had adults, maybe the parents of kids that were also learning.
Yes.
Is that true?
So we've started a dedicated program to teach the mothers, which are interested now, and fathers if they want to, but they're usually not humble enough, but the mothers want to.
Yes.
But initially we'd be teaching the kids, and their parents and family members would want to learn too, and so they would sit at the back of the group and try and learn as well.
Amazing.
And so we've opened a women's literacy center, one in Kathmandu and then the other one in Chitwan, where most of our projects are.
Holy cow. How is that? So most of the children's mothers then are also wanting to learn. Are there some that are like, it's okay, we don't?
Yes, some they don't want to, but those who are very interested, we teach them.
That is so awesome. And who teaches the parents?
The same teachers.
Oh, okay. Very cool. And then you're teaching them through Skype still.
We educate the teachers, but the teachers are actually on the ground there because they don't have the internet in their home.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah.
But it's and it's just a blessing, to be able to see the growth, because every time I go, there's a new need that I see that we need to address.
Right.
So 3 years ago, I went and I saw about 3 or 4% of the kids were going blind.
Oh my gosh.
And it's it's weird. It's like a shiny eye, I call it, but it's night blindness from lack of vitamin A.
Oh, wow.
Something so simple. So I told Usha, I said, obviously the government programs aren't reaching these kids.
Right.
We need to.
Right.
And so that's when we started bringing over vitamins.
Got it.
And then, we couldn't afford very much. We had to focus on education first because that changes everything. But as we got more money, then we started bringing snacks and food and sponsors.
Right.
Because these kids would be in school, because they're in school 6 days a week.
Yes, for 8 hours.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
8 hours. Wow.
Yeah, that's at the public schools. So
got it.
But they didn't have money for food.
Oh my goodness.
And so you'd have little kids, 5, 6 years old crying.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're hungry. And and so every time I go, it tugs at my heart.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
We do something different. And so each time we grow, we get more funds and we're able to do more.
That's great. What would you say is the main goal for Eternal Hope Nepal? How because you've obviously built a business empire. I mean, for those listeners who tuned in late and missed Randall's bio, it took about 2 hours to get through that. But Randall has an enormous fixing and flipping business, enormous brokerage, equity. What's the goal with Eternal Hope Nepal?
My business empire, I'm blessed with enormous help and great help. I couldn't do what I do without all of the people that support me. Trevor and Josh and Alan and, William and Ingrid and everybody else.
Yes.
But our goal in Nepal is to increase our education. Because I've been with a lot of charities, and I've worked with, there's the one, company, if you buy a pair of shoes, they'll give you a pair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so well-intentioned. But I worked in Guatemala. And after 5 years, they moved from the village, and 5 years later, there was nobody selling shoes, repairing shoes. There was nobody, raising cows for shoe leather. There was, the industry was decimated.
Right.
And the same was true for, there was another group in Nepal that a church was donating 1 million eggs.
Wow.
And so that was really wonderful. It's helpful.
Yep.
Not in Nepal, in Guatemala, and it was, Haiti.
Got it.
And where we'd done some work, but after 3 or 4 years, they took their eggs elsewhere.
Oh, got it.
And then there's no poultry farmers. There's no eggs. It was a major problem.
Got it.
And so I realized that if you want to change things, you have to educate the kids. You've got to get them to where they can learn how to fish themselves and become independent.
Wonderful.
So our goal is to have kids that are independent. If we can get them through, 12 years of school, they can get a job that will support themselves.
Got it.
And their family. And we're planning on moving to Nepal in a couple of years and starting up some businesses where we can train those kids and help them earn money and do good things. So that's our end goal. Our end goal is the education and self-sufficiency of those children and their families, because we're educating both.
Wonderful. Very, very cool. Well, in closing, it's not much, but my wife and I wanted to make a $1,000 donation to Eternal Hope Nepal.
That's huge.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I wish it was more.
No, that's huge.
No.
Actually, thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. How can people get in touch with you guys? Through email, phone number, website?
Sure. You can email would be info@eternalhopenepal.com.
Wonderful.
So info@eternalhopenepal.com. And you can call my wife, Dr. Usha, at 385-227-5269. 385-227-5269.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Usha, Randall Wall, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Again, you guys are listening to K-Talk Radio. This is the show Utah Home Sweet Home, and I hope you guys all have a spectacular rest of the day. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Yoshi. It's been wonderful, and thank you for the donation. That means so much.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
That $1,000 would provide writing materials to 1,000 children for a year.
Oh, my gosh. Wow, what we take granted for here. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thanks so much.